everyone. My name is Ashwin Bhadri. I'm the CEO of Equinox Labs. Can everyone hear me okay? Awesome. Right. I'm going to talk to you about the importance of food safety and nutrition. I think more about food safety, a little less about nutrition. You guys know a lot more about nutrition than me. Just a quick slide about who I am because I'm not from the fraternity. I'm a lead auditor on food safety. I'm a consultant to FSSAI. I spend about 5 to 6 days in a week consulting the government body on the newer initiatives which are coming up. Today I'm going to cover a little bit about FSCC. I'm very sure you guys have heard the name being thrown around, but there are a lot of new things happening in the law, and I think sharing that with you I'll be able to shed a little bit more light on what are the new things which are coming up. And at the end, I would want to urge you all to contribute to the new initiatives which are happening in the country. So for people who don't know a little bit about FSSAI, a quick slide. FSSAI stands for Food Safety Standard Authority of India. This was formed under an act called FSSA in 2006, and the law came into effect in 2011. The main difference between FSSA and the law before that there's a law called PFA, Prevention of Food Adulteration, which the Britishers had left with us. FSSA focuses a lot more on food safety and a lot less on prevention. The assumption there is that food safety is something which every food company needs to look after themselves. Here are a few initiatives by FSSAI, many of which you would have seen, some of which are brand new, which you probably wouldn't have seen. Something which I would think would touch a nerve with all of you is the first one, which is safe and nutritious food at the workplace, at home, and many other places. I'll spend a couple of minutes on that later on. The other initiatives you see over here, many of them are already in effect, and the excellent move that FSCCI is making, it is giving people recognition for people who are actually following this. So the main concept of SNF is safe and nutritious food, and FSCCI didn't stop at this being only at restaurants and food manufacturers. They actually extended it to schools, to homes, to places of work, outdoor eateries, etc. So one of the first initiatives was something called SNF at Home. The FSI released a book called the Pink Book, which talks about at home what are the things you can do to make sure that you're giving a safe and nutritious meal to your family, to making sure that there are no adulterants in the food that you're buying, and how can you test these basic things at home. The next one is SNF at School. This initiative is actually now spiraled into something much bigger. The last time I checked, they had more than about 10,000 schools which are adopting SNF at schools and teaching our next generation about basics of food safety and about basics of nutrition. I think this is extremely, extremely important because our next generation is going to be driving the culture that our country is going to be doing. A quick example, I've seen my son, if I ever open a packet of chips, he'll actually come and tell me, Daddy, this is junk food, why don't we eat a fruit instead? Right? I think it's excellent that these things are being taught at school, and it's changing the way people are eating, or at least they're being forced to change because of the kids. The next one is called SNF at Workplace. FSI released something called the Orange Book. This is one of the first of its kind in the world where a government body has given written guidelines for workplaces for people who haven't explored this. And if you're in the space of consulting around nutrition, this is something you all should definitely check out. There's a lot of scope, not just for food safety, but also for nutrition. Over here, FSCC has stepped a little outside their jurisdiction of making sure it's safe food to going into wellness, which I think is a very, very interesting move. A lot of the new initiatives by the food safety law are actually leaning towards wellness, and I think that's where it crosses into your realm. So I'm hoping I'm able to tell you a little bit more about than what you already know in that realm. So SNF at Workplace starts by every food business or every corporate, wherever food is served in an office space, having something called as a food safety supervisor. And the next one is they also have something called as the health and wellness coordinator. I think this is where your fraternity would come in and would be able to help corporates. There are so many corporates who want to serve safe and nutritious food to their employees, but the safety part, there are companies who take care of it like us, but the nutritious part is where they kind of falter and they don't know how to do it at scale. So we have about 14,000 clients, and half of them are corporates. Many of them keep coming back to us saying, can you help us with nutritious meals? We can't. All we can do is probably count their calories for them, tell them how much fat is there, but beyond that, we are not able to serve. There is a very, very large opportunity for the nutrition community to come and help companies make sure that the employees are given a better choice. Little ahead, I actually have a slide where we did a small case study around nutritious food. The results were actually quite amazing. A quick one here. FSCCI is even starting to award healthy places to work. This is something which is brand new and is getting more traction. So in case you do have corporate clients, you may want them to explore this option. They even have something called SNF at hospitals, SNF at the last one I think is the best one of all is Bhog, which is blissful hygienic offering to God. This is created for temples where people go and they get prasad. But this prasad, back in the day, there was no law governing it. There was no training given to people who are making the prasad. But under Bhog, there are more than, I think, if I'm not mistaken, more than about 30 large temples, Siddhivinayak being one of them, Tirupati being one of them, which have adopted Bhog and are now certified that the prasad is safe as well as nutritious. There's a new concept called Serve Safe. You're going to start seeing this very soon. So if you are, if you're ever going to go out for a meal, and especially if you have your children with them, would you go to a place which is more hygienic or a place where you don't know about the hygiene? So when a survey was done, most of the parents selected, they said, you know what, we will go to a place which is more hygienic. If you open your Zomato or Swiggy apps today, you will actually see there is a new tab, a new filter for hygiene rated restaurants, right? So this is a new concept that we launched about 2 years ago. I'm very happy to be a part of that when we are launching it through FSSAI, and also today Equinox is the single exclusive partner for hygiene audits for Zomato and Swiggy. We've done more than about 25,000 audits in the last 2 years across India. And the target which we've been given is by end of 2020 to do more than 2 lakh audits. So basically all the larger chain restaurants in the country, standalone restaurants, bakeries in the country will have a hygiene rating, which will allow consumers to choose better, to choose healthier options. And FSS is also on the verge of launching healthy menus, nutritious menus for restaurants, which again creates a very large opportunity for the nutrition community to contribute. Another very nice initiative FSSAI is doing something called clean street food. FSSAI is partnering with hubs in the city where like Khau Gallis, the Juhu Beach, and they're certifying these as clean street hubs where people are offered a choice of better hygiene, where something as simple as pani puri is made with filtered water rather than just any water where you don't know where it's coming from. The people have been trained. Again, if you ever have a choice, you would always go to a place which is more hygienic than not. Eat Right India is one of the pioneering initiatives of FSSAI. Under this, they basically the safe and nutritious food campaign, the Eat Healthy campaign, and the food fortification campaigns comes under this. This little logo that you see is going to start getting extremely popular in the next 1 year. A lot of major brands are associating with this logo. A lot of people are going to start partaking in these campaigns. And the people who are who are first movers will obviously have a better advantage than others. The objective of Eat Right India is very simple: eat healthy and eat safe. FSSAI again is one of the very few government bodies in the world that is not just harping on safety but also on health. A few of the other campaigns, Thoda Sa Kam is a campaign where the actor Rajkumar also partnered with FSSAI on this campaign, where it pushes people to just have a little less salt, a little less sugar, leading to a healthier lifestyle. They have even things like Eat Right stations, Eat Right campuses, Eat Right toolkits, again, basically promoting the concept of eating healthier. I already touched upon the hygiene rating. This is something you're going to start seeing very soon, displayed publicly in restaurants. Idea being, if you're given a choice between a rated restaurant and a not rated restaurant, you would choose a rated restaurant. So this is already up on the Zomato and Swiggy apps. If you look for them tonight, you will actually find it. But very, very soon, in the next 3 to 6 months, this is going to be on every door of every restaurant in the country. That's the aim. So this is the quick case study that I was telling you about. So a lot of corporates have been coming to us for this specific one. We were able to partner with a nutritionist as well as test half of the food which was being served in this corporate was calorie counted. We had a nutrition value, energy value, and the fat value displayed. The fun thing was observing this over a month, and we saw that 72% of their staff opted for the menu which was calorie counted, which was not, I'm not just saying healthier, but it displayed the calories, it displayed the fat content. People wanted to eat something knowing what they're consuming. And I think this is going to be a new trend. By the way, FSSAI is drafting laws around this, which will make sure that restaurants also serve healthier options. At least 20 to 30% of their menu would be healthier. All of you have seen packaged food. The new change which has happened, it's not new anymore, but there's still a lot of people who haven't done it. It is mandatory that a nutrition label information be put on it, shelf life be put on this. Nutrition labels, basically energy, fat, protein, carbohydrate, sugar, and now a new addition which is salt also has to get displayed on packaged items. Salt is something that is being added recently. It's not already part of the law, so you will not see that happening very soon. But in the next 3 to 6 months, you will see salt content, sodium content being displayed on food products as well. Then last but not the least is all products are also supposed to display shelf life. Again, many people are missing out on it. They just see what the neighbor is doing and they put the same thing. FSI requires that these products be tested for shelf life in real time and in acceleration to make sure that this information is passed to clients. These are just basic best practices that companies do. How often do they water testing, food testing? Water testing is something that the law mandates that should happen every 6 months. The others are best practices followed by the industry, like food testing companies do once every month, air testing quarterly, training every quarter, vendor audits every quarter, and food safety audits every month. So last but not the least, I would like to end this presentation with a note. All of you are at the cutting edge of your fields. Somebody like FSSAI, I think, deserves a little bit of your time. I actually saw a couple of familiar faces in the audience who have met in FSSAI and FDA, but I would urge all of you to contribute as much as you can. It could be something as simple as translating material, around the area of nutrition, or contributing maybe articles, or even if you have the time and the energy to join FSSAI in their panels, in their committees, where you're able to change the future of nutrition in the country. I think all of us have the power within us. We have to just find the little bit of time and a little bit of initiative of how you can make it happen. And trust me, it goes a long way. It's a benefit for your country, but also benefits you and your businesses in a very, very long way. That brings me to end of presentation. Thank you very much, and have a great evening.
May I please invite Dr. Devang Sarvaiya, Head Medical Affairs, CIMS Medical.